Jeremiyah Love declaring for the NFL draft. This is the number one running back in the 2026 NFL running back draft pool. And so we'll be talking a lot about this kid walking into the 2026 fantasy football offseason and in season, of course. We're breaking down Patrick Mahomes' recovery timetable. He says he's going to be ready for week one. I've said he'll be ready for week one. And a lot of chattering Charlies are trying to act like this thing can't be possible because they're Mahomes haters, or they want to pretend they're knowledgeable about the topic of ACL recoveries and quarterbacks at that. With these recoveries, we'll break it down. Leave it to the professionals. Devontae Adams, not looking likely at all, even though you're hearing some reports about him, potentially having a shot to play. He does not. And Trevor Lawrence, waiver wire options for you underway. We broke down the waiver wire board earlier in the week, but we have a few new things like Bam Knight out for the season. And so you've got Carter and other players to discuss. So we'll break it all down and more. The Fantasy Football Show, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're a little late today. I apologize for that. 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday, live whenever big news breaks, and also additionally live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Let's break down all of this and more. Jordan Love season is almost here. That begins on January 1. We start touting this rookie, this amazing player. This guy's got the best ability to be that next top 5 to 10 running back in the National Football League, Jeremiyah Love. Hang tight for that. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, guys, there's a lot going on right now in regards to rookie content just getting kind of sprinkled on us. It's going to be eventually here. We're going to be talking rookies here at the end of December. We'll be breaking down on the Dynasty channel and this main channel here. But there's one specific piece of information that came out today that's really interesting, is that the Chiefs are not bringing back Isaiah Pacheco. He's not going to be a part of their plans in 2026, meaning, and this is what the report said, that the Chiefs are, quote, going to put a stronger emphasis on a running back prospect, meaning they're either going to draft a stud, or they're going to trade for one, or they're going to sign a free agent. But this is going to be a player better than Isaiah Pacheco. Now, there's not a lot out there that comes to mind other than Jeremiyah Love. And the Chiefs are the kind of crafty first-round drafting team that would reach, that would make sure they get their guy. They've also taken a running back in recent memory in the first round and didn't use him in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So there's a certain level of risk of KC taking a running back and not using him, but this is such a big draft prospect. There's no screwing this up. There's no drafting Jeremiyah Love, Heisman candidate, best rookie running back in the entire 26 draft class, not even close. And there's no taking him and not using him. And the getting rid of Pacheco sends a strong message that they're tired of the running back play that they're getting, which is part of why they aren't doing well. Andy Reid is the kind of chameleon type of coach that can go one direction, pass heavy, the next direction, run heavy, pass heavy, run heavy, pass heavy, run heavy. So it's going to be absolutely unbelievable to watch this team transform in 2026, the KC Chiefs. And I'm not saying I'm not going to be on the Mahomes wagon, but coming off an ACL tear, unable to run and scramble around, we might just see the Chiefs turn into that ground and pound team that they've been in the past under Andy Reid. Remember all the running backs that Andy Reid's produced. Andy Reid is one of the best offenses, no matter what, passing, rushing, when he goes all in on one of those avenues. And he's been a guy that's produced top 5 running back numbers year after year after year. And he's shifted recently with Tyreek Hill, and then up until now, of being very pass heavy. And Mahomes has been very, very good. Mahomes has been a top, even though the people don't want to admit this about Mahomes, but Mahomes has been a top 1 QB in 2018, 8 in 2019, 3 in 2020, 4 in 2021, 1 in 2022, 7, 10, and then he was 1, 2, 3, depending on your scoring up until the injury. So Mahomes has been absolutely unreal over his career. He's only had 3 games outside the top 4 for quarterbacks. Yet you remember just 1 year ago and the year before that, it was doom and gloom. Mahomes will never be the same again. Now after this season, you can try and tally up all of the weeks at the end of the year and watch Mahomes drop off a little bit. But real ball knowers know that Mahomes is 1, 8, 3, 4, 1, 7, 10, and at least number 3. He's been amazing. He's been top 4 except for 3 seasons. That's unbelievable. But with the ACL injury coming off of the knee, LCL included, this is going to be a run-heavy team potentially if they go hardcore after a Jeremiyah Love. I love Jeremiyah Love in this offense. I love Jeremiyah Love with Andy Reid. I love Jeremiyah Love in a situation that won't be Ashton Genty's situation. That won't be Omarion Hampton's situation, even though that could turn out to be good next year. It won't be Hendy or Harvey, even though those are turning out to be good now. Those weren't immediately solid opportunities. We want Jeremiyah Love as a starting running back, getting Bijan rookie workload, getting Jahmyr Gibbs week 7 on workload in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, not waiting till midseason, not having him land in a place where there's a bad offensive line, not having him land on a team that has a bad offensive line and no quarterback, going early in round 2 or preferably in round 1, which is where he's going to go. The Chiefs will be able to make this work if he falls to the right pick. Now, Jeremiyah Love so far right now, pre-combine, pre-workouts, ahead of everybody else, that he is the likely player to get drafted in the 18 to 32 overall. Where he goes will be determined by a lot of things, but things we can't even predict preemptively. We might see a team jump up early, not tell anybody, and quietly take him at 22 overall. This is the best running back in the draft class. Now, there are a lot of other great running backs. We're going to break it all down. Don't worry. We've got all the breakdowns. I've already worked on a lot of them. I've watched film. I'm getting on top of that, and the videos will be dropping here at the end of December, one running back at a time. We'll start off with the RBs, then we'll go to the wide receivers, then we'll go to the quarterbacks, then we'll go to the tight ends, and we're going to break down, probably by the end of January, we'll have a video up for every single major top 5 rookie prospect at each of the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end positions. But Jeremiyah Love, I think I've said Jordan Love twice. Jeremiyah Love is going to be a top 5 to 10 running back. Let's just hope it is KC. Let's hope it's a great situation where there's offensive line, good quarterback play. Now, everybody here talking about this Patrick Mahomes not being ready for week 1, you heard it somewhere. You heard it from some Twitter doctor or some Mickey Mouse channel that said, let me just come in and step in and act like I know a lot about knees. He injured his LCL too, everybody. Hey, everybody back up behind me. I've got insider information I just heard from somebody else that I'm regurgitating. He also hurt his LCL, and he had an LCL. It's a multiple how do I say it? How do I say it so it sounds like I know what I'm talking about? Multiple ligament injury. He's going to be out more than 9 months. Quarterbacks are able to recover a lot quicker than RBs and play at far less than 100% as a quarterback, not cutting, getting hit in the knee the same way that a running back gets hit in the knee. You're able to protect it. It's more about cutting hardcore and trusting the knee than it is anything else, and going out there as a running back. And if you're not ready to trust it, you're going to have a compensation injury. You're going to have something that goes wrong and haywire for you. As a quarterback, especially one that's probably in Mahomes, not going to scramble as much as his first year back. Joe Burrow was not running at all his first year back. Now he's kind of a decent running quarterback, can get you 220, 250 yards, 2, 3, 4 rushing touchdowns. When he came back, he wasn't doing nothing. Dak Prescott from his fractured ankle, nothing. When you come back from an injury like this, lower leg injury, ACL, knee, ankle, fractured ankle, as a quarterback, you're a little less mobile, and you're a lot more careful, and your team's not going to design a lot of stuff for you, and you're going to be told, don't you dare. Don't you dare. So Mahomes will be able to push the envelope, even if he's like 89%, then 94%, then 97%, and then week 4 or 5, he's 100%, or week 7, he feels like 100%, or close to 100%, or he says he's 100%, and then the next year you hear the line from the player that had the ACL recovery. This year, I'm feeling a lot better, and that's the way it is. But we've seen Christian Watson go out there, a very injury-prone player that had one leg 30% smaller in his thigh size, go out there after an ACL tear, late ACL tear. Look how good he looks right now. So the ACLs are not 12 months. They're not even 9 months for a quarterback. You could say with setbacks, major injuries, cleanups in the meniscus, LCL, MCL, tears the whole knee up, that, yeah, you're going to need 9 months or more on a very complex injury. And as much as people want to pretend that this is a very complex injury, it is not. It's a pretty clear-cut injury. He had LCL damage. He also had an ACL tear. They replaced his ACL, and they did minor surgery on the LCL. And let me tell you something that people don't tell you. The odds are his LCL is going to be healthy way before his ACL is even ready to be tested the way that it needs to be tested to see if he's good to go. That's the part that's funny to me, is that he's going to be far beyond recovered on the LCL well before the ACL. It does make things a little bit less aggressive on the onset of the recovery, but Mahomes went and had surgery the next day. Now, part of that is because with ligaments, certain ligaments, you need to get in there. You need to fix things quickly. There is concern for different aspects of a knee tear. If you tear just your ACL, they want to wait for the swelling to go down. If you tear your patellar tendon, they have to do the surgery within 48 hours or the patellar tendon will shrink, and then you got to stretch it out, and then you have a fit problem with the patellar tendon. With the LCL, with everything that goes into that part of the knee, they wanted to go in, make sure it was taken care of right away, make sure everything was put in place, everything was properly set up. And to go in and have his ACL surgery and LCL surgery immediately is a great sign, even though a lot of people are painting it as a panic sign, like they went in quick because it's such a problem. No, they went in, and if they could have the surgery this quick, that means the swelling wasn't so bad, they could get in there and do work, meaning there's not as much damage to the overall knee as people are trying to make it out to be. Mahomes says he'll be back for week 1. He had surgery the next day. His rehab started today, and the man's already coming back. When you wake up from an ACL tear, you wake up, you're out. ACL surgery complete. They wheel you in. You're in the recovery room. Your eyes start to open up, and you start to realize you're awake for the first time. You hear a machine. The machine goes, vroom, 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 vroom. You look down, your knee's on a machine that's moving for you automatically like this, and you take it home with you. I know everything there is to know about ACLs, LCLs, MCLs, meniscus tears, patellar tendon tears, because I've had them all on my own knees myself, tested them myself for this show. I said, hit it, Tommy. Tommy hit it on the flag football field, tore the ACL. I said, doing it for the team. Got to do it for the research. Not really, but I do have the knowledge because I've suffered all the injuries. You wake up, your knee's already in rehab. The minute you wake up, your knee's rehabbing. Mahomes will be ready. Don't even question it. But here's the thing. He's still going to be a little lesser Mahomey in year 1, which means I believe they're looking at this. They might grab one of the top 3 running backs. Doesn't have to be Jeremiyah Love. They could potentially make a trade. They could potentially sign a unrestricted free agent running back. But it sounds to me leaving Pacheco in the rear view, not really loving what they have out of Brashard Smith, making the statement and really putting it out there that they're going in another direction because they want to put a focus on the running back position and invest heavily in it. You know they're going after a big dog via trade, via free agency, which is going to be a little less likely to find the guy they want that's going to trump Pacheco, or they draft Jeremiyah Love, or at least the second or third best rookie running back. This is fantastic news. This is fantastic news for Jeremiyah Love. I do believe Jeremiyah Love has a high probability of going to a very good team because he'll get drafted early. And the reason that happens, and let me explain why, is if you get drafted in round number 1 as a rookie running back, this is the NFL draft, not the fantasy football draft. This is round 2. If you get drafted at, let's say, pick 15, you're playing for a middle of the pack team. You get drafted at 32, you're playing for the Super Bowl winner. I mean, depending on trades and what teams own what team. But when you get drafted, when you get slotted perfectly in the late first round, the odds of you landing with a winning team, a team that was in the playoffs, a team that was marching, the team that needs just one missing piece, probably the running back, you're landing on a great squad. If you fall into the top of round 2, you're getting taken by the worst teams in the NFL, because this is obviously not it's not a snake draft. The NFL draft is linear. It's pick one, has pick one in every single round. Again, trades can obviously jostle around who owns what pick, but you don't want a player getting taken in the middle of or the top of round 2. You want them getting taken in that 15 to 32 range. Jordan Love, I keep saying Jordan Dan Love. Jeremiyah Love is near, not certain, anything can happen, but near certain to be the guy, if anyone is going to be taken in this 15 to 32 range, most likely having a shot, because there are some teams that are bad that have picks there year over year, but you have so many chances of getting taken by a solid team, a winning team, a team that has an offensive line, an established team. This is the perfect slotting for Jeremiyah Love. Very excited about his potential landing spot. We've got other news to get to real quickly. I do see we've got some super chats. I see a $20 hauler from Carolina. I appreciate that. I'm going to answer yours and Alex's super chat as soon as I get to the super chats. I want to get to the news real quickly. And the news right now is as follows. We've got quite a bit of it here, and I want to start. I'll just go from the top. We got Saquon Barkley news. I'll speed through this as fast as I can. Saquon Barkley did not practice Tuesday's walkthrough stinger. Not concerned about that at this current moment in time at all. Chris Rodriguez, this is unfortunate for Bill owners. Bill Krosky-Merritt is looking at some competition again for this upcoming week. Commanders, Chris Rodriguez groin was a full participant in practice. That is not good for those that thought they'd get another solo start out of Bill, who did pretty good, roughly 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. Christian Watson, chest, shoulder, did not practice on Tuesday's walkthrough, but there is some thinking that he's going to be a little less, injured than originally thought. It looked like he was done for the season. There's a chance he plays, but we need more news on that. Luther Burden ankle did not practice on Tuesday. Let's monitor that situation. Hard to know on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with a lot of these guys, so you got to kind of take some of the news with a grain of salt, except for this one. Rome Odunze re-injured his fractured foot. Fractured foot. Why he was playing on it is beyond me. And Ben Johnson's already said sometimes we got to protect our players from themselves, and we might have to protect Rome Odunze from himself. Yet they haven't ruled him out yet. So why even drop that verbiage and then continue to linger along? Maybe it's strategy, keep the defense on their toes. Who knows? But he already said what needed to be said. Josh Jacobs wouldn't have practiced Tuesday if the Packers had a practice. Not concerned about this. This feels very much like last week. However, an in-game injury is still a high likelihood, not super high, but high. Look at Devontae Adams playing with that hamstring injury. Whenever you're playing with an injury, you're not fully over it, and you're still sitting out practices after a game. That means you came out of the game and you weren't 100%. You didn't come out completely unscathed, and you're just going to walk right in and now be healthy. Jacobs is still struggling. It's a long year, and so there is a chance of an injury mid-game, but you can't think about that. You can't sit him because of that. He's an absolute stud. I'm just saying, understand there's a little risk, but you got to put him out there. Jawar Jordan activated to the active roster off the practice squad. They signed him. This guy, Jordan, is an intriguing prospect if, let's say, Woody Marks is unable to roll. Woody's always injured. It wouldn't even be the craziest, like deep. You have 3 flexes on top of 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, or a super flex, and you're like needing to start somebody and you have trash. You could throw him out there. Who knows what it's going to do, but it's something to think about. We'll put him on. We got him on the waiver board. Zonovan Knight placed on injured reserve. Make sure you're grabbing Carter off of waivers. Probably be a pretty decent ad this week. Tua Tagovailoa, according to Mike McDaniel, he told reporters today that everything is on the table and that the quarterback play last night was not good enough when asked about benching Tua Tagovailoa. So there's a chance that Tua could be on the hot seat. Probably one more game, sure. Patrick Mahomes thinks ESPN's Adam Schefter thinks it will be a surprise if Patrick Mahomes' knee is not ready for the start of 2026. Again, as I've already explained, he doesn't need to be where a running back would need to be because he's not playing the running back position and cutting like a running back does. ACL recovery can't even happen at 6-7 months. Look at Javonte Williams and how good he looked off his ACL tear. Patrick Mahomes is certainly, not going to be 100% in week 1. He won't be 100% till 2027, but he's not going to be at risk of getting re-injured, and he'll just be trying to trust his knee, meaning he's not going to be able to cut. When you sever the ACL in the knee, a couple things happen. Number one, you are at risk of injury if you go out there as a running back and you're trying to cut as hard as you need to cut and make moves that a running back needs to make. Quarterback just kind of curbs his rushing style, and then there's no real risk. His risk of getting hit in the knee and re-tearing the ACL is risky as tearing your ACL as a healthy quarterback getting hit in the knee. So as long as Mahomes doesn't put himself in vulnerable positions and he curbs his running, he's at no risk of tearing an ACL again because the ACL graft is held. His knee's strong. He's been rehabbing it. It'll be all muscle wrapped around the knee again. And that's what it is with the knee. When the knee gets atrophy, when you have to let that graft heal, you're drilling a hole in this bone. You're drilling a hole in this bone. You're putting a piece of your patellar tendon, which you cut a window out, make a ligament out of it. It gets screwed into place with screws that dissolve, and then it starts to harden. It dies and turns into a ligament instead of a tendon, because it's a piece of tendon. Just like someone gets a tongue piercing in the middle of their tongue, and then you take it out, that hole, it grows back. Same concept here. When you cut a little window out of the patellar tendon, in experimental surgeries back in the day, they figured out you can use that, put that in place, then they drill it in, but then it has to die and turn into the form of a ligament. And then it reacts like a ligament, but the graft needs to take, otherwise it'll slip out of the holes that you have the ACL placed in. So Mahomes is gonna be fully healthy, letting that graft heal. There's no risk of it slipping out or pulling out. He's just going to be very, very different in terms of how he scrambles around his first year. But for people to think that he's not going to go out there in week 1, it's laughable. Unless he suffers a setback, which anybody would be at jeopardy of going out there in week 1 if they suffered a setback. He's going to be fine. It's all about trust. When you tear your ACL and you're walking down the aisle at the grocery store and you say, oh, I'm going to go left. Sometimes you just keep walking and you're like, what in the hell? Because your brain is wired to talk to your knee a certain way. When you sever the ACL, you're truly severing connection to the knee. You need to learn to use it again. You're a little bit slower on the reactions. You also don't trust it when you plant. It feels like if you've ever stood on the top of a ladder, you shouldn't have. Don't ever do it again. But if you ever stood, or even a little step stool, and you're on the top and it's a little like wobbly and it feels like it could come out from under you, that's what it feels like playing on a recovered knee that had ACL surgery. It feels like there's no connection there. And it feels like this knee could topple off the other knee, and it takes so long to recover from that. He'll be fine. The fact that people even think that there's a chance he doesn't play week 1, laughable unless he has some sort of setback, which can happen. And without all the meniscus damage that a lot of other players have with their knee, a meniscus tear, a very bad meniscus tear that has to require surgery, is worse than an ACL tear. People don't know that. People think because ACL takes longer to recover from, a meniscus tear could definitely take you out for the season, but it could be 6 to 10 months, whatever the case may be, how bad the injury is. And an ACL is like a 9 month to a year in some cases, but 6 to 9 months for a pro athlete. People think ACL is worse. A meniscus, a bad, huge meniscus tear, is way worse than an ACL tear. And that's what causes a lot of swelling. And there's an off-balance, off-kilter situation going on in the knee, like as if you went into your brake pads of your car and sliced off a big piece and made one of your brake pads shorter than the other. You drive on that for 5 years, you're going to have massive problems of alignment. ACL is not as bad as a bad meniscus tear. People don't know that, and people peddle out all this garbage information out there when they know nothing about it, or they're listening to people that are reacting in a certain way with a certain motivation. Davante Adams right here. McVay said Davante Adams' hamstring could be a game-time decision for Week 16. Feels like posturing to me. There's almost no chance Davante Adams can suit up for this game. It's a short turnaround, and if he was to play, it would be so reckless that he would get re-injured. There's no way Devontae Adams is healthy right now. The way he pulled up limp, took a couple steps, and then dove for the ground to save himself from having any more steps or pain or damage to the hammy. It clearly he is not going to play week number 16, nor do I think he plays week 17, but we'll take it week to week the way that McVay's talking about it, but we all kind of know what's going on. Feeling better, says Lamar Jackson after dealing with multiple injuries this season. Jackson had a pretty good day at the office two weeks in a row, and I think it gets better and better and better for Lamar, so keep throwing Lamar out there. Very, very excited for those of you that have Lamar Jackson on your rosters. This one here, JD5 told reporters, I don't want to miss games at all. I've been frustrated with this whole season, missing games. I want to be out there to help my teammates as much as possible. It's been a frustrating year. Of course, the quarterback has been shut down for the season, and should have been shut down for the season before he re-injured his elbow, coming back very, very quickly, way too quickly, when the team didn't have anything to play for. So Commanders have just been a mess all year long. This news I already told you about. This man, Jeremiyah Love, the #1 running back prospect entering the 2026 NFL draft, is likely a target for the Kansas City Chiefs, as I alluded to earlier. And look at the stat line from the Notre Dame running back. 1372 rushing, 21 touchdowns this season, Heisman finalist, monster, absolute legend, already moves a lot like some of the elite running backs in the National Football League already. His best comp, if I had to throw a couple players at you, I'd probably say, man, he runs a lot like, what's the best description of this kid? What do you guys think the comps are for him? I'm going to cook something up right now. I'm going to say probably a little bit of ETN meets Jonathan Taylor is probably what I would say if I had to cook up some sort of comp for him. Feels a lot like an ETN meets JT. I think that's a really good comp, actually. Bijan, some would say Bijan. That's true too. He plays a little bit like that. Yeah, but fantastic running back prospect, and honestly could easily see myself drafting him in the top 25. But we'll play it by ear. I'm not afraid of rookies. People think, oh, because of what happened with Harvey and Hendy. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of drafting a player high. I'm not afraid of drafting a player in league-winning positioning. Now, I'm going to take advantage of, I think, the overcorrection in the fantasy industry that's about to take place in 2026, early January, February, March, April, where people were so burnt by drafting Genty, by drafting MHJ, just multiple years of taking a rookie too early and it not working out, thinking that rookies take longer to develop, which is not the case. It's been some bad situations mixed with some different odd situations, mixed with BTJ, mixed with all these different things that make people want to go toward the veteran, as we should as well in some cases, adjust and adapt and try and say, you know what, let's diversify our portfolios in 2026, draft more diverse teams so that we can weather through busts and injuries. But a lot of that has to do with the way that the season went altogether, not just rookies. But the overcorrection on rookies will be an advantage for all of us, because people who normally draft rookies with us, maybe a little lesser, maybe a little later than us, but in the late round 2 instead of early round 2, now might take a guy like Love at 3.5 instead of 2.11. We're going to have an advantage. We're going to be able to swoop in 4, 5, 3 picks ahead of everybody else, still be early to other people, and be very comfortably selecting these players for us, because we go higher if we needed to. It's going to be a great year for rookie drafting, I think. I think we're going to see a lot of bargains that we don't normally see. Let's get these super chats out. We got Big Homie with a $20 hauler. Big Homie to the mother freaking moon. We've got this super chat here from Alex. Alex, appreciate your $20 hauler. And then we got another super chat here over here from Carolina. Carolina was the first one to drop a chat, first to drop a super chat, first to drop a $20 hauler. I'm going to give you a 3-way super chat $20 hauler celebration, putting it in a $50 hauler.
$50. Give me $50 hauler. And get better.
Thank you very much, Carolina. And Carolina says, pick one, Dak, Lamar, Dart. I'm going Lamar, I think. Let's play it by ear. I don't want to lock anything in yet. There's lots of news that needs to drop. There's lots of, like, Lamar, like I said, is still injured, but like getting better, and we just want to make sure all that goes to plan. So right now I'm going to say Lamar Jackson, but I'm not going to want to lock it in necessarily. You got Dart at home versus Minnesota. Minnesota can be a tricky defense, and so I'm going to stray away from that one. Dak Prescott's tough. You see that at home right here versus the Chargers. I don't mean it's tough because it's like a horrible matchup or anything. It's just tough to like know what to expect out of him. I think he has a bounce back game. So maybe we do look at that a little bit later in the week. And then Lamar Jackson, you know, again, people are a little down on him, but Lamar Jackson to me is a very, very safe play on Sunday night at 6:20 p.m. against the New England Patriots. They are tough. This is a tough situation. This is a must win. This is a spotlight game. Lamar's getting healthier. Henry's getting good usage and looking pretty good with what he's getting. I'm very optimistic this is going to be a good game for Lamar. I'd probably play Lamar, but Dak is a nice thought at 11 a.m. against the Chargers at home. So we'll certainly take a look at that later in the week. Right now, I'm going to lock Lamar in and start my studs. You know, Dak is borderline the stud, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, sorry, Carolina had more questions. Let me pull that back up on screen. Sorry, Carolina. Let me see if I can throw that back up. Okay, here it is again. And then pick 2, Flowers, Sutton, Devontae Smith. Probably going to go with, Devontae Smith or Sutton's the call. I'm putting Flowers in. You're banking on Lamar. You might as well bank on Flowers, honestly. And Flowers has looked good for 2 weeks. He dropped that ball last week as well. So, like, he's gotten in his own head, in his own way. But I still like him. You know, I guess you could say you go Lamar, hedge your bets, and go Sutton and Devontae Smith. You could do that. Chat, who are you starting out of the 2 of these 3? Flowers, Sutton, Devontae Smith, go. Philly plays at Washington on Saturday. I kind of like that Devontae Smith play. And while I love Sutton, it might come down to Sutton at home versus Jacksonville. And then damn it, Flowers. You know, maybe I'll say Lamar does well, but maybe they are able to kind of hold Flowers down. Final answer, give me Devontae Smith and Sutton. Devontae Smith and Sutton, and I sit Flowers, but I start Lamar, and that's kind of hedging a little bit as well. That's a safe move. And then running back, playing Christian McCaffrey, James Cook, and putting ETN in the flex, fantastic. Warner, Henry for now, but let's monitor that Warren and Rivers situation and just see if there's any sort of sense that we can make of it. Right now, you just kind of got to think that they're not throwing the ball down the field far enough. You know, Rivers might have a better day doing that, though, but I think we just kind of assume Henry's going to be a little safer. Make sure you hit the waiver wire, see if there's better options. Hey, what's up, man? This is the team week 16. Any changes? May, Hendy, Bucky, Jettas, JSN, McBride, Flex, Woody, Wandell, Judkins, Agbuka, Harvey, 10-man. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm starting Woody in the flex being banged up. And then, I mean, he's got a nice matchup, but I think for me, this is going to be an Agbuka play or a Harvey play. Or you could go Wandell. He's pretty safe. Judkins is hard to trust. I don't think you can trust him right now. Guys, can I get a vote on Woody, who has a strong matchup, but they did activate Jordan or did sign Jordan, and so there's some competition there. You got to wonder what's in store there. But Igbuka, Wandell, or Harvey, vote. Harvey might be your high risk, high reward play. I know Emeka Igbuka has not been steady Eddie as of late, but I do think he'll have a pretty decent day. I think you could go swing with Harvey here if you wanted, or Buka, either way. I think this is one we got to decide later, but the chat's going to vote right now. Guys, Woody, Buka, Harvey, vote in the chat, please. Let's give our best attention to this one because this is a tough one that might help a lot of people out. Woody, Buka, Harvey, pick one. Past that, you're looking really, really solid. I don't think you can go wrong with Harvey because he even though he's high risk, high reward, he's still been scoring touchdowns. Seems like a pretty steady play. But Buka could get you 110 and a touch or 4 points. I lean probably right now slightly Harvey, but let's address that later in the week. Big Homie with a $20 hauler
Alert.
as well. Big Homie, appreciate you for dropping the super chat, young man. Big Homie says full PPR, Burrow, Dart, and Gibbs. Okay. Probably Burrow, even though he seems like a head case right now. Gibbs, Hendy, Chase Brown, love that trio. AJ Brown, J-Mo, Rice, love that trio. Even with Rice getting Minshew, I'm fine with it. Fannin or Warren, you got to go Fannin. He got 14 targets, bro. I don't care if he only got 7 or 8 receptions, whatever it was. He got 14 targets, so he's definitely getting targeted. So Fannin's pretty nice. Thinking about dropping Warren for Parkinson and dropping Dart for Brissett. I think I'm okay with either one of those with 2 weeks left. I would not be okay with that in Dynasty. I would not be okay with that if this is week 8. I'm definitely okay with that with 2 weeks left of football because you're not going to use Warren this week. That means you're dropping him for one more week. Just make sure there's no keeper values and you're forgetting. I don't know anybody has ever dropped somebody and then you realize it's a keeper league or something like that. And you're like, holy crap. I've almost done that before. I've never done it, but I've almost done it. A lot of people have done it in leagues that I'm in. Smitty, my man, pick 2 for me. Waddle, Evans, Fannin, Watson, Waller, Carter, Parkinson. If Watson was playing and we knew he's fully healthy, I think he'd be one of these, but it's hard right now to say that. Evans is the number 1 call. I think you probably roll with, I guess, Carter, and it's either Waller or Waddle. Waddle's hard to trust. Miami's hard to trust. I'd probably say give me Waller. Give me Parkinson for safety, Waller for high risk, high reward, or Fannin. Damn it. Let's lock in Carter and Evans. Chat vote. Fannin, Waller, Parkinson, pick 1. Fannin, Waller, Parkinson, pick 1 for Jaguar. He needs our help. I need at least 10 votes from all you fine folks to help out Jaguar. Jaguar, look at the chat. I think we got to go to the chat for that one. Any concern on Harvey rib injury? Look, it's Tuesday. We'll even have a little injury scare across almost every player known to man on Wednesday because everyone's hurt, and Wednesdays so many players sit. We got Fannin, Waller, Parkinson, Fannin, Waller, Parkinson. Parkinson's winning by a hair. Parkinson's the vote for right now, Jaguar. So we'll know maybe not even more tomorrow, but Thursday, but we might know more tomorrow. I'm not concerned right now of anything, but anything could emerge in the next, handful of days. Right now, I'm not concerned about anything but the players I've listed today on the Newswire. Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs in 2026, then Jeremiah Smith to the Chiefs in 2027. Husseini, big Chiefs fan, wants it all. Thank you, Husseini. Straight 3 Flowers, Sutton, Evans, Jettas, DK Myers. Probably going Evans. Call me a gluten for punishment. I don't know. Jettas, Evans, and I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. Jettas, Evans, and do we start Jet? Can you really start Jettas? You probably can't. It's just your options aren't like crazy. Evans, DK, and Flowers. Evans, DK, Sutton's probably safer. Evans, DK, Sutton. I go Evans, DK, Sutton, final answer. Damn it. That's the first time I'm sitting JJ, though. I know that's when he's going to ball out. You might want to go around me and start him. I haven't said sit JJ once this year. That is the first time I've said it. I think I finally accepted it. Damn it. Definitely defense and special team start 1. Broncos, Chiefs, and Vikings. I probably go, man. Hard not to like the Chiefs this week. And I think Minshew probably does pretty well. I think we're going to be surprised. Broncos are hard to sit, but Jacksonville's been playing so good. I think you got to go with the Chiefs on this one. But it's not an easy call, that's for sure. And something you're going to get wrong maybe 60% of the time. Buka or Hampton, Buka. And Buka or Judkins, Buka. Brissett or Knicks, I'm probably going to go, geez, bro, Brissett or Knicks is so tough. I mean, that Denver at Jacksonville is probably going to be a good game for Denver. I think I roll with the hot hand and the hot hand and Brissett. Or both hot hands, but Brissett's been consistently a hot hand. And it's the Falcons. I just think it's like 300 yards and 2 touchdowns minimum. But you can't discredit what Knicks just did. Knicks is a baller, but that's a pretty easy call for me, I think, to go Brissett. It's logical. to go Brissett. It just makes sense. He's been doing it. BBQ $10 hauler says, if only there was a running back available for a 3rd round pick this year. Chiefs not trading for Brees and drafting O-line to protect Mahomes and open up running lanes. But like Brees could be the trade. Like Brees could still. It's either Jeremiah Love, Brees Hall. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet and those guys could be in the mix too. So we'll have a lot to talk about. But just because the Chiefs didn't get Brees Hall before doesn't mean they won't get him after. And remember, things have changed. The deck of cards has been shuffled around, and the hand is different that the Chiefs are holding when they had healthy Mahomes. Now they're going to need to lean on the run to protect Mahomes and run the ball. So maybe they would have, in hindsight, done that deal. But, maybe they'll do it now. So Brees Hall potentially could be on the move. Adams is not playing this week or next week. If they roll him out there, he won't make it through the game. Not happening. It's probably just a ploy to try and posture to get the defense to be like, okay, let's plan a little bit for Adams, and then it just throws the game planning off a little bit. It's usually a coaching posture move. But they're more worried about the playoffs. They better be more worried about the playoffs. Brissett or Stafford. I think you've got to go Stafford, but they're both fantastic plays. Brissett's been great. Please help my lineup. I am projected to win by 5, 10-team PPR Superflex. QB Allen, Dart, Gibbs, Kyron, Rico, Harvey, Nico, Rice, JMO, MHJ, Fannin, Parkinson. QB's Allen. There's no question there. Gibbs and Kyron. You can't sit either one. Nico and Rice. You're not sitting either one of those. JMO if you need a third wide receiver. If it's a flex, though, which you didn't tell me your lineup, so I'm trying to figure this out. You're going Dart and Allen. Sorry, Superflex. Dart and Allen, easy call. If it's 3 wide receivers, you go JMO. If it's 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs, you got a dilemma between Harvey, Rico, and JMO. So in the chat, and this will help you, and you can use these as you see fit. So Rice and Nico, Gibbs and Kyron, and then our ranking the next guys will help you set the third receiver or the flex or both. I'm going to go JMO, Harvey, Rico in that order right now. Chat vote JMO, Harvey, Rico, and I probably go Parkinson for safety here. JMO, Harvey, Rico, please rank those 3. Thank you very much. This $10 hauler here. Hey, Smitty, Purdy or Lamar? Purdy's safe, but I'm going to go Lamar. Saints or Seahawks? I'm probably going to go Seahawks. Flex, worried about Harvey's ribs. Start Judkins instead against the Bills. You just got to wait. I mean, we're too early to say I'm not starting Harvey because I'm worried about his ribs. Like, we will know what's going on as we get closer to that game, and then we'll adjust and adapt. So if we're in a dilemma, then yeah, Judkins is a decent play, but very risky still, but decent for sure. I have Juwan Johnson. Do I pick up Parkinson instead? I'd rather have Parkinson than Juwan Johnson, but let's wait on the Harvey panic because there's no sense in setting a lineup when we don't even know if Harvey is going to be hampered at all. One of my commish got salty and dumped his whole team on the waiver wire because he lost the playoffs. Pick up Swift or Zay Flowers. Are you guys gonna replace the commish then? I hope you are. I'm going Swift. Swift by a mile. Swift is very, very solid right now. Pick up 3. Wilson, Rice, Evans. Pick 3. Wilson, Rice, Evans, Godwin, Jennings. I mean, it's Wilson, Rice, and Evans. Not even close. And 2 for running backs: Harvey, Kyron, Hampton. Harvey and Kyron. If Harvey doesn't play, then your decision is made for you. But I'm starting Harvey if he's if he's not hampered at all, and you should have that information. And if you don't know and it's very questionable, then you can switch. What combo of QB do you like for both week 16 and 17 between Goff, Burrow, JD5, Purdy, Stroud? I mean, as of right now, bro, I'm just starting Burrow, and then we take it as we go. Looking into future weeks, it makes no sense. It's a wasted exercise because what if Burrow struggles again? What if he's in his head still? What if he doesn't? Like, we just need to see it. But Miami, give me Burrow against Miami. This might be a therapy game for him, and I'm just not sitting him. But if you were to go Purdy or Goff, I wouldn't blame you at all. They're very, very safe calls for sure. Burrow's high risk, high reward. If you want safety, I guess I probably would go Goff or Purdy if you don't want any risk at all. and you need Steady Eddie. BBQ with 10 gifted memberships. BBQ with 20 gifted memberships. BBQ dropping 30 total gifted memberships.
Stock on the rise.
BBQ on the mother freaking rise.
$50. Give me $50, holla.
BBQ on the rise, baby. Yeah, we gotta wait on some of these, locking them in. We were told today by our commissioner that we were unable to pick up players off waivers during the playoffs. Ever heard of that? Yeah, but I mean, you got to look at your own rules and make sure, because you know that if that's known and everybody knows that. But yeah, it's common, not more common than the other way, but it's common. I know it's still early, but start one JMO or Rice or London. Right now, JMO. But I find a way to get Rice in there too. I just no way I can sit Rice, but lost Mahomes, so start Brissett, Stroud, or Mayfield. I start Brissett. Brissett's a great play, bro. Fantastic play. Marquez, thank you for the super chat. Marquez, semifinal QB, Goff, 2 running backs, Bucky, Chase Brown, 2 wide receivers, Chase, Evans, Bowers, 2 flex, Buka, Sutton, bench, Genty, Jalen, London, any lineup moves. I mean, if London were to play, we'd have to potentially try and move him into one of the flex spots. But no, I don't think I move any of this. I mean, Sutton and Ibuka are fine in these spots. I think your team looks fantastic. This is a team that could take out anybody at any moment. This is definitely a scary team. Definitely a team that could drop 150, 160 at any moment, 170. And you might face a 175 team, but you certainly could drop 170. Play Dak, Dart, or pick up Cousins, Brissett. I'm playing Brissett probably. I like Dak though. If you can't get Brissett, throw Dak in. Also, Bills defense, Broncos defense, Saints defense. Probably say it's a tough one. Jeez, man. I guess I go. Man, I probably go Buffalo. That's a gut call though. You're banking on things happening, and I just don't think Shedeur set up properly. But I am rooting for him. Should I play Rice, Olave, Hampton at the flex? I'm gonna go Rice for sure. I like Olave though, but I'm going Rice. I'm not sitting Rice. Need 2. So should I play Rice? So you need 2 of these. I'm gonna go in order: Rice, Olave. I think that's what you're asking here. And then Brissett's my play there. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. Appreciate you. Would you pick up and start Parkinson or Waller? I go Parkinson. He's been so steady, bro. And then to start over Warren, yes, for 2 weeks, but we're definitely in love with Warren in 2026. Waller to start over Warren. Okay. Also, is Burrow good to play over Stroud? I would go Burrow over Stroud. Your opponent has Nico. Irrelevant. Don't ever start a player based on what your opponent has. Start the player you believe will score the most points. Evans, Buka, Rice, and Michael Wilson bench one. I guess you bench. Man, chat bench one. I'm letting the chat do this one. Evans, Buka, Rice, Michael Wilson bench one. I mean, logic tells you to bench Buka, but you could bench Rice if you wanted. I don't think you bench anybody else, but I probably would, for right now, bench Buka, but just because it's logical. Can you talk about general playoff strategy like handcuffs, etc.? Week 17 Flyers. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Essentially, you want to cut all of your Moonies and your Cokers and anybody you can't ever use. You got 2 weeks left. Are you going to start Coker? No. Are you going to start Mooney? No. If you are, then okay, keep him. But any player like that, you pick up Brian Robinson, you pick up Ray Davis, you pick up all these running backs that can potentially win you a league. Manungai gets cut, you pick up Manungai. All these RBs, specifically RBs that have league-winning potential. Tootin was one of them, now he's out. Those are all fantastic. Even Vidal is a good grab. Malik Davis in some ways, I mean, I'm not saying that that's the one I want, but I'm just saying, you try and get creative and grab RBs that if you get put in a pickle, you could throw the RB in and it's league winning. Burrow, Brissett, flex. I'm going Burrow by a hair, and Chase Brown, Hendy, Rice. I mean, if you're asking me to pick one of these, I don't know how I can do that. I'm going to rank them for you, but there's no way in hell I'm telling you to bench one of these guys. I'm going to go Hendy, Chase Brown, Rice in that order, but I sure as hell I'm not telling you to bench one of them. Pick 3, Buka, McLaurin, Diggs, or Devontae Smith. I'm going with Buka. I'm going McLaurin, and I'm going Devontae Smith. Final answer. Now, Diggs is nice. He's playing for a bunch of money, but he was last week too. Flex 2, Rice, Evans, JJ, Rico, Corum. I'm going to go Rice. I'm going to go Evans. I'm going to go... Oh, I can only play 2. I guess I go Rice and Evans in full PPR. I'd be tempted to go Rico and Evans, though. If you want to go Rico... chat, vote Rico and Evans or Rice and Evans. Please vote. Juwan Johnson or Bowers. I think I'm still going... Oh, Houston. I'm still going Bowers. They got to throw to somebody, and they're going to be down. Pick 2, Pickens, Olave, Hampton. I'm going Pickens and Olave. Final answer until it's just a bad year for the rushing attack in general in LAC. I mean, offensive line. In the flex, Genti, Javonte, or London if he plays. If London was playing unhampered at all, then London. But probably going Javonte. He seems back, bro. Assuming he's healthy, make sure he's good. He got banged up in that game. But J-Mo, Pickens, or Buka in the flex, I'm going to go Pickens. I'm not even hesitating. But I love J-Mo. I love J-Mo. I want to start both of them, Roland. I don't know how you don't play both of them, but I'm not sitting Pickens. May or Brissett, I'm going to go May. Parkinson or Goddard, I think that's pretty dead even. You could go either way. Crapshoot, coin toss. Probably go Parkinson with Adams likely out. And then Corum or Marks. Am I crazy to want to go Corum, guys, over Marks? Guys, can you vote on this one, please? Corum or Marks? I need at least 5 votes or 7 votes, something like that. It's a tough one. I'm leaning Corum by a hair. Pitts, Harvey, Marks, Smitty. Pick 2. You're gonna go Harvey, and you're gonna go. Probably Harvey and Devontae Smith for safety, Hampton for high risk, high reward. But not an easy call at all. This one here, Smitty, I'm in a championship. Josh Allen, Judkins, Harvey, JSN, Brian Buka at the flex, Bill at flex, Wilson, Bills D, Buka, Genti, Michael Carter on bench. Any changes? No. Yeah, I mean, you got to play McBride, you got to play JSN, you got to play Chase. The only thing you're looking at is maybe if Harvey does for some reason end up sitting, then you just throw probably Carter in over Genti. I wish you could get Buka in there, but it doesn't seem like you can. You have no space for him. But that's a great team. You're in a good position for sure. Start Purdy versus the Colts, Stroud versus the Raiders, or Brissett. We're going Brissett. Pitts, Cardinals, Fannin, or Waller. I go Pitts right now. Bills, Saints, Chiefs. We're probably going to go Chiefs or Bills. I could go either way. Maybe we address that later, but for right now, I guess you lock in the Chiefs, I suppose. Baker, hospital balls better for Evans, not Buka. I mean, Buka literally dropped a touchdown and then got overthrown, and even Baker can hit those throws. Like, I think Buka's just had some really bad luck, and I think it comes back around. But Gadsden, Warner, Theo, Chiefs D or KC, or Bills, or Chiefs D, Bills or KC. Those are 2 of the same teams. I'm probably going to go Chiefs right now, and we had that question a minute ago, but I don't know if you meant somebody else. Gadsden, Warren, I'm going to go probably... Guys, Gadsden or Warren? How do you even decide on that one? Gadsden or Warren? I guess I go Warren by a hair, and I just hope that Rivers is better, you know, and feeds him, but hard to say. You know, second round league, Dart or Trevor. You got to go Trevor right now. Harvey may miss. We got to relax on everybody predicting Harvey to be out. Like, you guys are running with it as if, you know, doom and gloom. Like, let's play it out for a bit. But if Harvey were to miss, you're probably going to want to go Carter, I think. Tight end Waller or Parkinson? I'm going Parkinson. Superflex, who do I sit? Dak, Lamar, or Burrow? Who do you sit in a Superflex? Damn. I guess I said Dak, but by a hair. By a hair. Tyler with a $20 super chat. Tyler, thank you very much.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I do kind of agree with what Apocalypse is saying here, but I don't know if it's just my willpower. But I like Gadsden's do. Maybe he is. Feels like it. $20 hauler, 16-man PPR with Harvey hurt. My only other option at running back is Corum, but he plays Thursday. I mean, we just have to wait. If Harvey looks iffy on Thursday, then you can pull the trigger and feel pretty comfortable with that. But yeah, that's a very, very good option. I wouldn't even stress that one. Also, Evans or Sutton. I'm going Evans. But you're in good hands, Tyler, with Corum. That's a very, very solid situation. But everybody's like, you guys are piling on a lot of that Harvey concern, and a lot of people are in here thinking like he's ruled out, like right now or something. You know, a lot of doom and gloom on that. So why don't we just wait and see what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, people already saying, okay, Harvey, now that Harvey's out, what do I do? Like, you got to relax on that right now. And by the way, also on this one right here, Sean Payton addressed the Harvey fumble and said that fumble was a real good defensive play and not a sloppy ball handling situation for Harvey. So that was fantastic to hear, that there's no sort of but anyway, man, the doom and gloom is crazy. We all in the final after starting 1-5, or we are in the final after starting 1-5. Congratulations, man. Who am I starting? London? Probably not. But we'll see. Maybe. You never know. T-Mac, Jacoby, Evans. I love Evans and T-Mac. That's fine. And then you put in London if he's unhampered, and if he is, even if he plays, but you feel decoyed, then you go Jacoby. Gibbs, Bucky is a lock, and then Harvey would be, you know, if you needed another one, it would be Harvey. If you can only start 2 wide receivers, then it would be T-Mac and Evans. It would be Gibbs and Bucky, and it would probably be Harvey for me if he plays. Which I don't even like saying it like that, like everyone else is saying it, like as if there's like a for sure question that he's not playing. Full PPR, need one. Goddard, Warren, Parkinson, Waller. We're leaning Parkinson as a safe play. Goddard is, I don't want to say higher risk, but he's been inconsistent for a chunk of games prior to the last 2. But he usually, like I said last week when people were contemplating Waller, I said usually when Waller gets hot, he continues to do it for multiple games. It's a pattern with Waller. Gadsden, Parkinson, or Jawan Johnson, Parkinson. Easy call. Easy call. I mean, he's been so steady, bro. Just completely steady Eddie to the max. Every week. Just steady Eddie. In fact, they might change his name from Colby to Eddie. Jacobs has been trending toward out for 3 weeks, and he balls out. Harvey will play. I don't know where, like, somebody said it, and then everyone's, like, trying to doom and gloom the Harvey thing. Like, okay, so now that Harvey's hurt, do I play? Like, what are you doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Relax. We're not sitting Harvey yet. I mean, it's not, you know, he has a rib injury, and we don't know if it's even a big deal. I mean, I'll even let me do a little research on this just from the last few minutes. I mean, I'm not worried about this. What you have is a lot of people saying that if Harvey misses, all over Twitter. If Harvey misses, people are planning this in people's head. You know, and could he miss time? It's possible. Denver Broncos secured a playoff spot in their recent victory over Green Bay, but the win raises concerns regarding rookie running back Harvey's health. Just some random news portal putting that out there. I don't know. Whatever. Everybody's just looking at this thing and they're just doom and gloom. Nothing. There's nothing of substantial note here. Harvey was questionable to return with the rib injury late in the game on Sunday, so we'll see if he's in addition to the report walking into the next week. There's nothing here to be concerned about yet. Let's relax on a Tuesday. Yeah, Jacobs has been injured all year. He just keeps playing. Pick one: Burrow, Lawrence, Stroud, J9, Burrow. You know what? Never mind. Guys, are we going T-Law or Burrow? T-Law or Burrow? I know we're nervous here in the playoffs, but there's no, like TM42 saying, I'd expect Harvey to sit. Why, TM42? What makes you say that? Why does everybody keep saying that? You're panicking people because it sounds like you've heard something. There's nothing out there that's substantial right now. So you'd expect it. Why? Just total wild guess. Throw at the wind, farting in the wind. Like what are you basing off of? You got a crystal ball there. You getting the 8-ball out and going like this at the desk. Slide it back in. All right, I know what to do with Harvey. I mean, relax, my boy. We got Burrow, T-Law, Burrow, Joey B. Burrow. Since Harvey wasn't ruled out immediately during the game, usually means bruised ribs, not broken ribs. I have Dak, Burrow, probably starting Dak. I don't blame anybody for sitting Joe Burrow. The truth of the matter is T-Law has earned this start. Now, would I be able to start T-Law? I don't know. I don't know. And TM42, he could sit. No one's saying that you're wrong in your guesstimation, but you're guessing. You're like, and it's okay to guess, but the way people are reading it, everyone's just throwing fuel on the fire. And I'm just trying to tame it, and say that, yeah, anything can happen. We don't have the information yet. But if he ends up sitting, it's not because you're right. It's because the information finally came out. MCL tears LCL too. Yeah, but it's not like you snap the LCL in half, bro. It's not the same thing. People don't know what they're talking about with Mahomes' injury. They think they don't know anything about knee injuries, and they hear it and then they regurgitate it. And they're like, oh my God, he tore the ACL and then he snapped the LCL, this one right here, in half. He didn't snap it in half. You can't. It's so hard to tear it in half. You tear it, there's a little repair. By the time his recovery is so fully in motion, the LCL is going to be healed way before the ACL, because the ACL's the graft has to take. You can't run for a while. It's got to let that graft. People are just out of their minds, wilding, bro. Shuck or Love? Shuck's pretty good right now, bro. I might have been wrong on Shuck. I was pretty hard on him. I was saying this is one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I wasn't wrong at first, but he's starting to come around. He's a good runner. There's a lot to like about Shuck. I don't know if he'll end up amounting to what we hope he could, but I don't know. There's some hope there in New Orleans. This could maybe be the guy. Shuck looks a lot better than I thought he would look. No way you start Parkinson over Waller over Bowers, right? Of course you could. I mean, logic tells you should. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I would at the end of the day, but I think right now I lean Parkinson. We are in the final after starting 1-5. I read this one already. Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you very much for the super chat. You guys rock. And then we got these two right here. Assuming healthy Harvey, Rico, Chase need 2. I don't know if you mean Chase Brown or Jamar Chase, bro. You got to be clear about this. If you're saying Chase Brown, I wouldn't call him Chase in a question because that's literally Jamar Chase's name. So I'm going to answer this 2 ways for you, Roland. But if it's Jamar Chase, it's Jamar. If it's Chase Brown, I probably, and this is a running back question, not a flex question, I probably lean toward Chase Brown. He's just safe. I may have even said Harvey a little bit ago, but if you want safe, Chase Brown. If you want higher risk, chance of 4 points, chance that his bruised ribs get worse with a hit or something, Harvey's higher risk, higher reward. Rico's maybe even a little bit higher risk, higher reward too, because he does share some work. Chase Brown, steady Eddie. Is there a little bit less upside though because the situation at hand? Okay, you can start 2. I'm probably going to go Chase Brown and Rico for safety right now. And then once we know Harvey's good to go, we probably need to revisit this one, Roland. Because I don't know if I'm ready to lock that down yet. Harvey's hard to sit, bro. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Lamb, Rice, Evans, Saquon, Hendy, Bucky. 2 wide receivers are going to be Lamb and Rice. Your 1 running back is going to be Hendy. And then your 1 flex is going to be... Jeez, man. I guess Bucky. And then if we have to go back, I could go Evans over Rice or Rice over Evans. So that's the one we're wavering on. Chat, Rice or Evans or Saquon. Vote on 1. Rice, Evans, Saquon. We're starting the rest. That's the answer. So Rice, Evans, Saquon. Guys, please vote. Please vote. Might have missed this one earlier. What's streaming to replace my Mahomes? Stroud, Shuck, Love, Young, Mariota. I'm going to go Shuck. He runs. Lots of upside. I like it. I think he's a risky play for sure. Risky play for sure. Question isn't Burrow's talent. Mentally, he is checked out. That's for sure. But you wonder if it's a therapy game. It's a pretty solid matchup for him. And maybe he wants to go out in a way. Like if I was playing and we're out of the playoffs, it would put a damper on it. And he definitely seemed like he was checked out. But he's also got a... yeah, I don't know. If it was between T-Law and Burrow, maybe we do go T-Law. But at the end of the day, I'm just being honest. I don't know if I shove T-Law out there and I don't just say, screw it, Joe Burrow, do your thing. And I could be very, very much regretting it. And I don't know how much bias is creeping in because I got Burrow and pretty much all my remaining best ball teams. So I might be a little, I'm admitting it though. I might be a little biased on it right now. But definitely tough to say, bro. You know, there are a lot of players that still go out there and ball. You know, and I know he hadn't. I know his team's been struggling. He's been struggling. I get it, but maybe he finds himself in this game. I think he tries to go out on top, you know, as best he can. Please rank Bowers, Parkinson, Waller, Warren. Thank you. Parkinson, Bowers, Waller, Warren in that exact order. But doesn't mean I wouldn't go Bowers if I needed a big mother freaking swing, bro. Burrow erupts this week. I like the way Apocalypse thinks. And I'm feeling that way partly because I do need it to happen. Again, I'm admitting it. But I think it's logical, too, though. I don't think we're, like, oblivious. I think it's like, okay, it's a real likely opportunity that he explodes. But maybe it's 50-50, though. You know? Definitely could be a 50-50 situation. Phone lines real quickly. No full team breakdowns. One question. Speed. In fact, we're going to do speed round Q&A. Speed round Q&A. That means you got 30 seconds to call in. Let's open up the 30-second phone line. Dial in. Phone line's open. Let me throw this up here. Whoops. Where's that at?
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in, dial in, dial in. 30-second phone calls. We're not messing around today. We're not going to stay much longer because we'll be back at midnight doing it live. So let's attack this in speedy fashion. Phone lines might not even be working. Sit one, Buka, Lad, or Jacoby. Probably Lad right now. Rumble rant. Thank you for telling me. My Rumblers are. I'm definitely live streaming Rumble, and I apologize for not getting to those Rumble rants. Okay, JT gifted a membership over on Rumble. JT, are you still there? JT, I'm so sorry. I promise I will do a better job of remembering Rumble rants when they come in. I'm still getting used to that. Please don't stop. I hope you understand, and I will be attacking the Rumble rants in better fashion, I promise. Don't forget the Rumblers. I know, my bad. I got Landman over here on Rumble. I've got JT over here. JT, where you at? JT says, what do we chop liver? I got my Rumblers. Okay, JT, you still there? Let me know you're there, and then I'll answer your question here. Raul, please stay muted. My other caller, I think it's Michael or whatever, please stay muted. Both of you callers, please stay muted while I answer these Rumble rants real quickly from my boy JT, who I hope is still there. JT, be there. JT's there. Let's send him to Saturn. And Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Does that make up for it? Sorry, JT. Okay, real quickly before I go to the phone calls, let me hit JT's super chats here. He says Denver D Giants D versus Minnesota, Cardinals, Atlanta, Green Bay, Chicago. I guess Denver D here. Second option would probably be. I guess the second option would probably be. I guess the Giants. I don't know. Parsons out. I don't think I'm going in that direction. That's a tough one. And then this one here from Hebrew Hammer JT. Thank you for continuing to remind me. You're Hebrew Hammer JT. I don't know why I can't. You guys' usernames are screwing with me. Appreciate you. Ready to roll with you preseason. Also, yeah, baby. 365. Dak, CD, it's all going to get kicked off here. It already is. You know, you can go on the main channel of my YouTube and you can look it down on the rows of on the shelves of content. There's 2026 QBs. There's running backs. I'm already doing it. Dak, CD, Nico, Gibbs, ETN, Evans, T, Strange, JCM, Denver D, or Giants D. I'm going Denver D, I think. At home, I just feel like it's a safer option. Love the team. Let's hope T's completely good to go and all that. We'll have more on that this week. CD, Nico, Gibbs, ETN. This team is balling, bro. And I think Dak will step up. This is a great squad. Great squad, bro. Absolutely fantastic. Hebrew, I'd be very, very, very shocked if you didn't win it. That team looks scary. I would not want to face that team in a finals, bro. Thank you, JT, for gifting Hebrew Hammer, gifting the one gifted membership who went to Gomer. Gomer, congrats on that, bro. And I need to upload new emojis for the gifted membership people, or for the membership people. Section 8 in housing on Rumble. Section 8. This is the $7 seats in the rafters. No, you're not. You're important to me, Rumblers. And if anybody on the YouTube, so much so I oftentimes end the show on YouTube and stay live on Rumble only, like I did last night. So I do give my Rumblers a little bit of an advantage here and there as we try and grow that thing. And I'm going to pin the Rumble message there. There's the link to subscribe to Rumble. We'll be on Rumble in January, moving on with an exclusive Rumble only show. The YouTube channel will be the same. We'll have just as much content on the YouTube channel, but I will have a Rumble show that's only on Rumble. So if you want to get that extra show, you're going to have to subscribe on Rumble. So Rumble to the mother freaking moon. I love my Rumble people. I love my Rumblers. Golf's over here. Landman's over here. Caps is over here. JT, Hebrew Hammer, obviously over here. Appreciate you all. All right, to the phone line we go. The caller that is on hold, you have 30 seconds. I appreciate you waiting patiently. You have 30. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And then go with your question.
Hey, Smitty. Hoping Drake London plays.
Good luck.
If not, hoping Drake London plays, but if not, to be safe, should I drop Burden for Coker? If I do that, it would be Coker or Diggs, and I kind of like Coker over Diggs if need be. What do you think?
Chat, you like Coker or Diggs? Please vote. Coker or Diggs? I don't hate the idea, although I kind of like Burden too, though. You know, and with Roma Dunze, Burden stepped up. I know he's banged up a little bit, so we got to monitor that. I think what it ends up happening is Diggs, what we thought Diggs was going to do this last week to get all that money, he gets this week. So I'm going to say Diggs.
Gotcha. Thanks.
You know, Coker is nice, though. Coker is nice. I think he's a good play. But Diggs is going to get, if he gets, I believe, how many receptions did he get last week? Was it 3 or 4? If he gets like 3 more, he gets $500K. If he gets 10 more after that, he gets another $500K. If he gets to 1,000 yards, he gets $500K. So it literally can make like $1.5 to $2 million if he just has a couple baller weeks. And you know that the quarterback Drake May is going to help out wide receiver Stephon Diggs get paid. You know, he knows there's an ATV waiting for him with a big bow at his house if he gets it anyway. But you got to think Diggs is going to get that cash, you know. All right, appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Bye.
It's a tough call, though. I mean, Coker's pretty good. He really is. I mean, we like Coker in the offseason a lot. We thought he'd be a really good receiver. And he's turned out to be pretty good in spots, so we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll be better next year, too. Week 16, MHJ doubtful. Yeah, Javonte, okay. Javonte seems fine for now. Right now, Javonte's the call no matter what. If Javonte plays, you're playing Javonte, I think, over that situation. What are my rumblers saying now? Diggs slightly biased versus the Ravens on Sunday night. We are cap season ticket holders. Appreciate Landman over there. Anybody else? Give me a couple questions over on Rumble, guys. Toss out something good. Could I drop Bucks D and get the Patriots? Probably, I suppose. Could go either way. Diggs hasn't been great lately. That's true, but I do think they're going to get him. Yeah, I think Diggs will do well. What are my rumblers saying? All right, guys. We'll be back for the 8 p.m. or the midnight show. Thank you all for being here Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live Monday through Friday, every single 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live whenever big news breaks, and we're live at midnight Eastern like we will be tonight. So I'll see you all at midnight. Start Lad or Terry. I'm going Scary Terry. Egbuka or Coker, TM42. Come on. Come on, bro. See you all at midnight Eastern. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, BBQ, for making it a very merry BBQ miss. Dropping them super chats and gifted memberships like you do so well. BBQ dropped a total of 30 tonight.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby.
John with the 15-month.
Taking it to the
Monty.
house every time
Pollard.
he
Probably
touches
Pollard.
the football,
Close call, though.
baby. Other shows they said do not draft him. Warwick Williams said he was small.
Thank you, Caps. Thank you, JT, Hebrew Hammer.
Because you got no house call.
Come on, Smitty, you're the one that said it. Yeah, what are you talking about? See you all at midnight. Appreciate every single one of you. Good job, DeBalt. Appreciate you.